gravitation applies in every way. A gyroscope is useless on a sphere. The liquids love to level out when standing undisturbed. The motions must elate the pints of beer. So if you think some Catholics put a mason on the moon, imagine how unlikely is that claim. Every fucker knows that governments are full of shit, but they can't admit that NASA's still the same. The sonoluminescent lights that sparkle up above are nowhere that a man could ever go. The nature of the sun and moon that circle overhead is something that's impossible to know. So next time that you hear from Brian Cox on Neil deGrasse, their sophistry should make you roll your eyes. Cause Brian's brain is scrambled eggs, and anyone can see that deGrasse has gone and eaten all the pies. Convergence and perspective meet the level of the eye. The curvature is nowhere to be found. Superior mirages are a very lame excuse, and not an argument that's really sound. At 67,000 miles an hour around the sun, you'd be clinging like an alky to a can. If Earth was spinning round and round 1,000 miles an hour, then the life on Earth would turn to strawberry jam. Woo!
Nice one, Steve. How's it going, people? Steve Thorne there. Right. I'll be playing some other music at some point as well. There's another Scotsman who makes good music here, boy Andy Baldwick. So we'll just see what's going on here. How are we doing, people? Let me just make sure that everything's working. How you all doing? Hi. Oh, big ups to Steve there. Where am I? Just bear with me. So before I go any further, anybody that's going to want to join me this evening, you have to email the above email address. So, right, that's me getting that set up. How are we all doing? Usual wee intros and stuff before we go any further. You know, all this online stuff and people's mentality, you know, I can't be bothered with it anymore, to be honest with you people. I'm way beyond having any debates or discussions about concave, flat earth, globe earth. Exploration has to be had. I'm not interested in doing battle with anybody. You know, for me, people should really be grasping at this and understanding the enormity and the severity of the situation we're in, and that would require an exploration of this room, know the contents of the room. I'm sick and tired of people waffling on and getting distracted into, you know, society created nonsense about history and buildings and fucking subjectivity and, oh, what's it made of? What's that made of? The wee tiniest levels? I can't be fucking arsed with any of it. Everybody's engrossed in the contents of the fucking room. And all I give a fuck about is establishing what the room actually is. What's going on out here? What is there beyond what we know? What we've been told, because that's all we've had. What we've been told. We have limitations to where we can actually go freely. So what are these fuckers actually hiding? Right? I'm not interested in a new way of life for society and a new civilization and new structures and a new political regime and a new spirituality. I don't give a fuck about any of it. I want to know what the fuck the room is. I'm sick of watching people getting dragged into drivel, endless debates about fucking absolute crap over and over and over again. I continually do this on a Saturday night because I know it pisses people off and I like to piss them off. What else are we going to get? Oh, look at this building, it's 2,000 years old and such built it. No, they might have the electricity and the other technology and fucking what they fucking do. We all live right fucking now. We know it's a bullshit construct. We know the societal structure is absolute crap. How many times do people feel the need to go over and over it again? Do you think there's something you've missed? We get ourselves involved with a society, an idea. That idea has led us to the point where people are fucking retarded and believe any old fucking crap that comes through their TV screen or some dipshit official wants to tell them. We're all running about doing things that make us fucking miserable, calling it life and it's the way it's supposed to be. Snap out of it. This propaganda, all this nonsense subdues the whole process again. Where's the real rebels? Where's the people willing to go, fuck the lot of it, let's fucking go? It's just not happening. I can't be fucking arsed speaking to people that want to believe in stuff. I'm not interested in trying to convert or change anybody or do battle with some fucking moron that wants to, cling to a belief. Doesn't interest me. The reality is the reality. We don't know what's going on out here. We've got restricted areas. Oh, it's the Jews and we need to speak about the Jews and the fucking contents of the room. Oh, let's make a big pile of the contents of the room and endlessly sift through it, never establishing what the room actually is. How are we going to find out what the room is? Looking through the books. Oh, such and such has wrote a new book though. Oh, hey. So what? Where's the real rebellion? Where's the real fuck you attitudes coming? Again, people are just lapsing into. Excuse me. Hello. Who's this? No worries, mate. It's just, I'm on a live just now, mate. I give a wee text and let me know what's up, mate. Alright? No bother, buddy. Cheers. I'm just fucking sick and tired of the slow working going on, that people lose focus and start to lapse into, old patterns again. And people who are professing they're about truth and rebellion, but really they're not interested in that. They just want to establish themselves as some sort of relevant figure on Tinterwebs or in the new history books or some shite, I don't know. Or trying to act like they're champion rebels, and I'm fucking no. I'm not interested in fucking this structure off. Or just whining and whinging because they've not got a piece of the structure. They've not attained the stature that they so desperately desire. So, if you're new to this and you come across this, it's not a globe. I'm not going to bother getting into the details of why right now. Find out for yourself. If you would like to have a discussion with me, by all means, don't bother sticking your idiotic wee comments under my videos or under somebody else's video, taking pop shots and commenting from afar. Come and have the discussion with a real fucking person that's not going to take any of your pish, that understands fully what's actually going on here. You're not going to come here and see me dressing this up with fluff and fucking wee ribbons and, oh, look at me, look how fucking suave and interesting I am. I think people are losing focus on what's actually happened here. And they've got to be prodded constantly. What are you looking at the contents of the room for? Oh, because I might find something. What's the room that you're playing in? Don't know. Does it matter to you? Oh, it does matter to me, aye. Does it look as if you're fucking showing that to me? So, the intros, I don't give a fuck, right? If people want to question flat earth, concave earth, globe earth, find out for yourself. Stop asking everybody else. Getting involved in endless fucking debates back and forwards with people makes you an absolute fucking moron in my book. Part of the problem. But I want to establish myself as a true rebel. I want to establish myself as somebody who fought against other morons. Well, nothing changes. Because the restricted areas are still the restricted areas. How are we going to get by those? Is there anybody out there who has any sort of logistical access to boats, aircraft, anything like that, who would be willing to take part in some expeditions? What about that? Is there anybody out there? Anybody that's got the money? Because if I had the fucking money, that's where I would be going. And anybody that's not interested in that, fine. You can stay with the contents of the room, because I don't give a fuck about the contents. The contents of the room have been here and will remain here. If anybody has found anything, new in regards to the contents of the room, please bring it forward. I would love to know what it is. What have you found that nobody else has found? What is it you think you're going to find? Do people even know what they're trying to look for? Oh, this old book might tell me where am I. Really? Such and such has wrote a new book, that might tell me where I am. Really? How are any of these people establishing anything? By sitting in their fucking living rooms, talking to people through interwebs. That's not going to get us ships and craft to break the barriers that only exist there. I cannot be fucking bothered. I know it's fucking bullshit. That's all I need to know. Anything else is just distracting my attention. And if your attention is distracted long enough, you'll probably lose focus and forget what's actually going on in the bigger picture. So, for me, people need to start asking themselves, what is your real incentive behind whatever you're involved in regards to this? Is it just some wee endeavour to further your stature? Huh? Maybe you've got low self-esteem, maybe you were bullied or weren't quite popular when you were younger or something, and now you think there's an opportunity to be a somebody. Stature's just another concept, another construct. It's not going to help anything. Again, people talk about unity and all this fucking garbage. Well, do you know what fucking unity I'm looking for? The fuck you! Let's fucking break the fucking barriers down here and find out where we are.
Dad.
Yes, what?
Can I play games or?
No, not just now. I'm on live.
Oh.
How can you play darts when I'm on live? You
Can I
can?
by myself?
No, because I'll probably end up with a dart in my skull. Ah, you think that's funny? Go away.
Can we play it?
No, I'm trying to be serious here.
No.
I'm trying to be serious. Go away. Look, narcissist, you've seen yourself on the TV, right? You know, everybody's born a narcissist. Everybody. Look at him. Look. The only thing he's interested in is seeing his wee mush there on the TV screen. Isn't you? Look, do you like your hair? Is that what you want to see? Look, turn to the side and you'll see your lightning strike. Go. Turn. Turn. The other way. The other way, you moron.
Really?
Of course, well that's what it is. Yeah. Right, it's a delay so you'll see it in a wee second. Right, watch now, look. Look. You'll see it now when I turn you, look. There you go. There. Satisfied your narcissistic tendencies. Go away.
No.
Right, honestly, please, Xander, I'm asking you nicely, please, just go out. Go away.
No.
Come on. Go away. I'll batter you in front of everybody.
I don't care.
Tinky Winky. What's that? Tinky Winky.
No, shut him up.
Tinky Winky. Go away.
Motherfucker.
Oi! Don't start. Right, too far.
What?
Get out my shed, Xander.
What I mean?
Get out. Too far.
What I mean?
Oh.
What I mean?
See what I've got to put up with. Yeah. Fucking trolls online think they've got some edge or something. They're not a patch on a 6-year-old. No even touching the surface. Right? So, for their benefits, what's going to happen here? Because I'm tired of this garbage that people call a life. Watching everybody running about, doing stuff they don't like. From fucking school to their shitty dead end fucking job. Well, we're all miserable, but I'm a proud worker. I'm a proud slave. Yes. I'm a good being. I work. I'm a slave. Aye, very fucking good. Wow. What you want in a fucking medal? Where are you? What's your life about? What is this thing you're experiencing? Fuck it. Who gives a fuck? Well, I give a fuck. I give a big fuck. For myself and for the ones I care about. This is fucking bollocks. What we call like civilization. It's anything but fucking civilised. It's retarded, backwards, moronic, pish. People wonder why I'm so pissed off all the fucking time. Well, I'm sorry, but I think I've shown immense patience. Fucking 5 years of this garbage. 5 fucking years. And people are still rattling on about the wee objects falling, the ISS and pizza dishes and ice walls and oh, but this celebrity's talking about it now, so it might be popular and might get somewhere. So excuse me for being fucked off. Alright? I'm tired of it. There's nothing the contents of the room are ever going to offer me that's going to satisfy the curiosity and the burning question. Absolutely nothing. And there's fuck all that anybody's going to find other than discovering new areas are breaking the barriers that are there. I don't give a fuck about the contents of this fucking room. It's not going to help me to further my understanding, my knowing. It's very simple, and this is a problem where people are just no getting it, and they're no committing. It's not a fucking globe. Get over it. Get fucking over it very quickly. And put the rest of the pieces together and start understanding the predicament you're in. It's the Jesuits, it's the Jews, it's the Freemasons, it's the Illuminati, it's everything. But the military. We'll blame these guys in robes, blah blah. I don't know. Who is it that does the conquests? Who is it that does the explorations, goes to the new lands, takes over it, puts in an infrastructure? Who is it that does? Is that the Freemasons or the No, it's a fucking military. Who is it that's got all the fucking weapons, all the advancements in technology, all the drone personnel, all the people who will just do whatever they're told at the snap of a fucking finger? Who is it that does all that again? The military. Oh, but the military's run by the Queen. Fuck off! Some wee fucking woman sitting on a fucking golden throne in a castle. Get to fuck! Are you not fucking stupid? It's politicians. It's the Jesuits. Everybody pointing everywhere else. Apart from these guys with all the equipment. All the guys that do all the expeditions and take over fucking whatever. And then stick a wee woman in a castle and say she's running the place. Or these clowns with their robes in the Vatican, they're running the place. Or these wee guys with the secret handshakes touching each other's nipples with their left trouser leg rolled up. It's the aim. All distractions. All distractions. I don't see wee men in robes jumping in ships with big fuck off guns going to new frontiers. Do you? So, for me, I think people need to start shifting their attention. Because the problems I see is not the fucking Queen or the Jesuits or the Freemasons or blah blah blah. It's the fucking military organisations who dictate where you and I can and cannot fucking go. Tell me I'm wrong. If I go to Antarctica, am I going to be met by a Freemason or a Jew or a Jesuit or a royal family member? Or am I going to be met by a cult all wearing the same uniform with blind obedience to the overseers with big fucking cannons? Questions to be asked. Anyway, we're in this situation and I'm going to continually troll these fuckers. So I will be here until we get something happening. Because I can see the propaganda games and techniques that are going on from fucking common purpose, sellout arsewipes to fucking, Joe Blogs try to jump on the bandwagon, steal a wee piece of the pie for themselves. I'm going to continually troll these cunts. Because I am deeply fucking pissed off about the predicament that I'm in. It's no a globe. There's more going on across the way. There's limitations to where you and I can go. Hello, wake upsies. Anyway, I could rant about this for fucking hours. I've got that much energy towards it. I could just rant about it for fucking hours on end. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you lovely people the opportunity to say what it is you think's important, or whatever you like. Come and say whatever the fuck you want to say. I'm going to come to the chat box. Before we come to the chat box, we're going to have another wee song. And this is from Andy Bordwick. So, say if you want to support any of these people. Obviously, there's still people, you know, having to fend in this structure, and they're trying to find ways of surviving and getting by from one day to the next. So, for me, you know, I always offer support up for that. Anybody else out there who's, you know, dependent, you know, maybe an artist, you know, creativity, whatever you've got, bring it to the table. I'll share it here freely, you know. So support it. Never mind the fucking mainstream pish flaps. So, how are we doing, people? Napoleon, Tracy Story, or Dave Finko, David Marks, Uppercut, Goth Punk 2000, Vortex Puppy, how you doing, mate? I'll open that up, I'll send you a link once I'm opening. West Coast Wisdom, MMDC, Havoc, Beyond Belief, how you doing? Bates 60, The Bishop, Andy Baldwin, how you doing, mate? Flat Accord Music, Arthur, no worries, Andy. John McVeigh, Mr. Golden V, Flat Earth Dude, Anton Zander, Levy, Emerald Rider, how you doing? Individual Perspective, Dean Wright, how's it going? Larry Moore, Boom Me, Gary Lamazuria, Key Alexander, how you doing? Bob Fawcett, how's it going? Eye Level Awakening, how you doing? Flat Earth Dude, Toady Liley, Just Some Guy, TP in a Tree, Celtic 67, how's it going? Kieran Franny, Stephen Smith, Andy W, David Marks. So, hello everybody. How's it all doing and all that? So, again, if you want to join in here, you need to send me an email. What's this? Anyone paying attention here? I will start a channel and you will see the difference between the shills that stifle the conversation and researchers who progress it. Stay tuned, keep an eye out. Okay. Brilliant. Brilliant. The ones who are stifling it are the ones who are trying to perpetuate fucking attention to concepts and ideas. And no trying to instill and empower an individual with the critical tools that they require so that we can get up over fucking sphincters and establish what this fucking place is. Instead of bowing to the mind warping concepts and structures that you were born into. Right, let me see here. I'm just going to need to read up some of these comments or things that are coming through. Right, what's this? Richard Archer, Gatekeepers. Hi Del, just got online after seeing The Truth in September. I've been watching you since about 6 months before that, and obviously you helped me see it with Euclid, etc. Though it's the hiding of it and knee-jerk reactions that pushed me over the edge. Obvious pun. You seem a straight up guy, so maybe you will point out to your audience. You ready, fans? What I would like to point out here, and that is, if you use the Sky TV YouTube app and type Antonio Subarats to search, when his icon comes up, it is surrounded by 12 gatekeeper anti-flat earth vids. Eventually at 13 you find one of his. This doesn't change. Search in the same way for any other FE channel and compare results. Don't think I need to stress the significance of this to you, of all the people. Also, I have pointed out to Jeran by email that people he knows who had given up on their own mat are now saying it is back on track. This conveniently coincides with the publication of the Book of the Sun. I suggested he give credit where it's due, whether or not he likes Antonio and how significant for FE this all is. So I tried for the first time ever to join Gerrans, and I found I was already blocked, presumably to prevent me putting all this in his chat. Thought Gerran honest and would go for truth every time. Nodo is one back on track, and I smell Denmark already. Think they intend to steal Antonio's thunder if they can. I'm disgusted to find this going on. Oakley deleted this from the chat today as well. Hope you and family are well. Wanted to drive up from Mank when you had open house, but car was duff. Thanks for Euclid, pal. Remember you for that. Smash, I'm glad you get something. Well, there's loads of nonsense going on here. Jean actually kindly gave me a loan of that Book of the Sun, and I've just not had time to get in about it and have a look at it for myself. So I've read it out. You know, again, if you send me an email, I'm going to read it out. Nothing to hide here. No interested in any of that pish. Again, you know, people waffling on about the room and its contents when I know that we're not going to get any further until we actually find out what's in these restricted areas. That's the key for me, always has been the key. So, you know, people researching, writing books, whatever, you know, that's up to them. I'm not going to decry anybody or any of that, but for me, you know, the most important thing is establishing what the room actually is. That's not going to happen by people sitting in the middle, guessing, making assumptions about what it is they see above their head, what they think it is they're looking at. I couldn't give a fuck about any of that. Intriguing and part of the question, yes. Is it going to get us further? No. What it's all about is about people getting into this fight and battle mode. Well, I think they've got to combat people who want to believe in absolute absurdities. I couldn't give a fuck about any of that. The only option I have is to try and engage in some sort of discussion with them. Plant some seeds, trigger a thought in them, and that's where I can leave it. That's the only place I can leave it. But even at that, it's not enough. Mr. Cheswick. Hi there, Mr. Cheswick here. Hope you're doing well. I made a quick 4-minute video highlighting the rampant censorship that is going on with Google. Basically, to cut a long story short, they're censoring millions of search results from people and only returning a handful of results before it cuts off dead and you'll get no more access to any search results. I've gave a quick demonstration in this short video. I'd be grateful if you could play it, turn down the music as it's copyright, and get people to understand that the search engines are now censored to fuck and that no one is going to be able to do any kind of research on anything. Never find the true shape of the earth. If you could encourage people to do their own experiments and post their own results to their own channels, it will hopefully get people talking about it and give it the attention it deserves as it affects all of us. Well, I've been continually saying that to people, represent themselves. You know, bring to the table what they can bring to the table. Stop waiting on your selected celebrity or who you think some sort of higher authority or power. This requires people taking the bull by the horn, standing on their own fucking 2 feet, representing themselves as individuals and walking that walk. The more we see of that, the more effect we're going to see at a quicker pace. But people are being herded into wee groups, looking up to some fucking guru. Oh, when's he going to bring us the next piece of groundbreaking information through the interwebs? You were born into a fucking cult. The cult has measures to control you psychologically and restrict you physically. You better realise that. It goes for everybody. As I keep saying, the only reason I come on this is to troll these fucking gimps. Because they hate that rogues have people paying attention to it. They fucking can't stand it. That's why they're jumping about desperately putting on robes and try to dance and make their channels all fluffy and windswept and interesting. Oh fuck, we need to get people's attention, see? Everything but being fucking real. You know, real's no good enough. No. You have to be false. You have to tart yourself up. Got a bit of makeup on. Here's my hair. Have I got my clavage looking good? Just look at my wee screens. So all day, Mr. Cheswick, I'm going to open that up and I'm going to share it in the chat box and hopefully people will pick up on it there. As I say, I'm pretty sure on the playback it's going to show up on the chat box and I'm going to stick it in a couple of times. Right. You should be able to just click that. Let me just check. Aye. So, Mr. Cheswick's video, check it out, people. All these channels, you know, perpetuating debates and nonsensical drivel about the way objects fall and what the sun and the moon's doing and all this crap. There's no curvature to the earth. The practical applications assume a level plane. Water always finds its level. The surface is always in equilibrium unless there's wind or there's some change in temperature causing a current or a swell or motion upon it. It's an equal plane in every fucking possible direction. Level means level. No deviation from one point to the other. What else do people need? The rest of it is just going to distract your attention and have you going round in circles endlessly. Oh, there's an ether. What sort of wee particles made of? How do we answer this question? Who gives a fuck? No curvature, no motion. Fucking plane. We're on a plane. Simple. We don't know how far it extends in every direction. So maybe we better set about trying to find that out. How are we going to achieve that? My book. No. Snap out of it. How are we going to achieve it? The shin. No. How are we going to achieve it? He might tell me. No. Try again. How are we going to achieve it? Should I get up off my ass and walk over there? Well done. So, smoke, and then I'll check my emails. If you're going to join me, you need to email me. Again, there's two people that I know of who are battling cancers. In the description below you will find it, ways to support these people. Please, if you can, support them. You know, again, you don't want to see your fellow man struggling or suffering in any way, shape or form. Okay? Regardless of whether you like people or any of that bollocks, when it comes right down to the basics, you know, what is your core? So, support that. Never mind supporting your favourite fucking celebrity on Tinterwebsies. Support people in real predicaments. The barriers need to be broken, people. I am fucking sick to the back teeth of this fucking cack. Something's got to give. Stop waiting for the reset switch and my God's coming and aliens are going to switch it off and switch it back on again and all that. All ideas to fucking subdue you, to stop you from getting restless and pissed off and embarking upon actual discovery. We can all make nice wee fluffy videos to our fucking heart's content. That's not going to take you beyond the 60th parallel. Freely. Is it? The globe is just retarded garbage. There's no need for me to go over and over it again. Of course, if somebody wants to have a discussion with him about it, I will engage in that discussion. But I know it's no a fucking globe. So you're going to have a real hard task of shifting me for that. I'm not accepting any bullshit, and neither should any of you. If you're accepting bullshit, tells me something about how, little you grasp the predicament you're in. Again, maybe it's too scary for people. Maybe they don't really want to wake up and actually have a look at it. It just sounds good. Anyway. Inbox. Remember, people, you need to email me above Richard Archer. It's the officer class and the high yos who are in the club. Exactly. As I say, people are all looking at all these wee groups of wee men in robes and ignoring the cunts with all the fucking personnel and the logistical, access that do the conquests, that invade places, that set boundaries, put infrastructures in. Should Rothschilds. Whatever. Michael Aragon. Hey Dale, I'm FE but came across this one question that has got me baffled. Why can't we see Polaris from Australia? For fuck's sake. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm fucking talking about. You can't figure out, people are asking how can you see Polaris for Australia, so that's pickled your brain, so you're coming to some guy on Tinterwebs to answer it for you. Go and ask him what the fuck Polaris has got to do with the no curvature beneath our feet. And then we can maybe progress into a discussion about vision and its limitations and what's actually going on in regards to human vision. Because I'm going to take a stab in the dark here. You're probably somebody who's bought into the pizza dish and the 3,000 mile high sun and dome and all that fucking crap. So you're scratching and he going, it's 3,000 miles high. Meh. And this wee pizza dish, and I'm looking at these wee pictures of a wee pizza dish and all this stuff above it, where it's way out of proportion, and it's pickling my brain, so I better just go to Tinterweb gurus and see what they've got to say about it. It's actually quite worrying. Nobody's requesting to join me. Nobody likes me. Wonder why that is. It's because I'm not going to sit here, entertaining your cack. You scared? Is it just because I'm angry? Annoyed? It's a projection. Calm down. It's okay. I don't have superhuman powers where I can get through the wires and get you. Don't be scared. Surely you must have something to offer. Come on, I want to hear about the new discoveries. I mean, there's all this fucking frenzy about, civilizations and buildings and fuck knows what. I don't see anybody rushing here to fucking offer us, the new discoveries, the profound, you know, articulations of what's been discovered. Oh well. I'll check again in a minute. Hurry up, YouTube. So, I'm no here to be the next Albert Einstein and figure out what the ether is and all this fucking garbage. You know, I don't care about the minuscules and the whatever. It's all very interesting, right? Well, let's just get back to the fucking point. We need the exploration. That's what's required. And everything that's going on is to try and take attention away from that. Because that's what they don't want. They're quite content that everybody stays in the middle and does battle with their subjective ideas and concepts. That's fine. That's all, fair game. Just don't be exploring the place. Don't be getting up off your wee bahookies and coming over this way, because then we might have an issue with you. So, I'll just be interacting with the chat box for now. What have you got to say, people? Aye, Tony Samario, the exploration has been done, but nobody fucking us. I've said this, aye, the exploration's been done. Not by us. Nice one, Pandemonium. Hope you're well, mate. Well, Toady, if you've got the cash to charter planes or get a holiday a plane, by all means, give me a shout. I will be your fucking co-pilot. I don't have the fucking money. Could sell my motorbike, but I'm not going to get very far with that. What's he saying? What's the meaning of the clockwork stars overhead and all that? I don't know. Whatever you want it to mean. How's that going to help us in exploration across the earth that we stand upon? Can you explain? You know, all this battling with online trolls, what I see with people is that it was a natural journey for people like myself, and that was just the natural shenanigans that went on. Now, people have obviously seen that and thought, oh, I want a piece of that, and they're all now trying to perpetuate that so that they can become mavericks and rebels. People like me never set out to be that, that's just the way it happened. Now you've got all these dipshits jumping in, I want to be somebody like that, fuck off. Just be you. We need to progress, no repeat. Exactly, beyond belief. What use are 300 retards on a shirt arguing about ideas? This is it, you know? Aye, well, exactly, Fred. People want to believe in maps and models and all that shite, but yet I never hear them talking about exploration of it in order to falsify, verify. None of them ever talk about that. They just all like to sit and make out like the, you know, super intellects and they're going to come up with the mighty answers. It's not going to happen. Exactly, Chelsea Deluxe. That's what we should be arguing about. What way are we going? What way shall we go first? We'll toss a coin. Ting. No argument required. Or we'll play a game of cards or something, I don't know. West Coast wisdom. But that perpetuates the need for leadership and agreed purpose goals, etc. And therein lies the issue with the human race. You know, this is it. You know, it's like trying to, you know, expect the intellect to raise to a level where people let go of that fucking hierarchy, pissing contests, you know, the need to be the most important or the controller or whatever. It's always, you know, the problem. Aye, all they are proving is I've got a heavy imagination with a heavy dash of arrogance. I don't believe people making out there's nothing being done when they haven't worked their own reasoning out first. Takes the piss and all you're displaying is how static and lazy you are. Speak to people, reflect. It's all just been turned into a big parade. Again, predicted. It's all fine as long as people maintain the same mindsets, you know, and never step above that. All the same wee needy goals are all still in place. And it's a minority that really give a fuck and really want to know what this place is. That's it, flat enough. But yet these areas, these parallels that are contained within, you know, all that content that's all within the parallels, people are just endlessly feeding on each other and thinking that they're going to get beyond these parallels. I mean, it's bizarre. Hi Dale, it's empowering to know what questions to ask. I can see why they don't teach Euclidean system of geometry in schools. It was the benchmark we used to use to measure all scientific proofs, but it's definitely no accident that they stopped teaching that. Knowledge is power and we seem like we have never been more powerless as a whole, but when you realise the fucking scam they have pulled, it is frustrating. But in my eyes, it gives me a clear path, and that is to wake as many people as possible at every chance. I am not scientifically minded, but just at a cursory glance at the Euclidean geometry and the axioms which are required for what counts as scientific proof that lays bare any arguments coming from the pseudoscientific establishment. Well, this is it, Kieran. You know, if people grasp the basics, the fundamentals of this whole thing, There's no need to engage in endless debates about invisible forces, what the ether is, why the objects fall downwards, the ISS, the fucking sun, the moon, the stars. It's just an endless circle of backwards and forwards, utter nonsense. And you're the scientist. You have the basic tools. You have your senses, which is primary to any exploration and any understanding of our objective reality. So everybody is equal in that regard. People pursue certain avenues of expertise, but as I've said many times, I'm a practical man. If it's a practical avenue of expertise and people can show me things practically, I will understand it, I will grasp it. Thank you very much. And that's the same for the majority of people. It seems to be in the constitution of human beings that we have the ability to resolve and understand objectivity, as long as the professed objectivity is in practical form. If it's not in a practical form and it's in the realms of fanciful language and abstract concepts, then of course it's going to be difficult for people. And people think that that's scientific. It's fucking no. It's the science of imagination and abstract thinking. So there is a science to it. But it's not the science that we need to concern ourselves with. The science that we need to concern ourselves with is, what's the claims people are making? Where's the practicality? Where are they showing these things practically? Oh, they're no. Okay, well, they're talking shit. But again, this cult has managed to perpetuate and inflict these ideas of these idols of warped thinking, as being some sort of superior intellect and people that have to be championed and that we've to bow to and look up to. They're wafflers of utter crap. Absolute fucking morons. I only respect the human being that can show me something in a practical fashion. That's it. So nobody wants to join me. Billy needs. I'm not desirable. How the fuck am I going to cope with that? I don't know. I think I need all you people here to form a support group for me, because I just can't handle it. I'm not a desirable dude. I don't fit into the box of desirability in regards to being a public representative because of my use of profanity and my abrasive tones and my pissed offishness. That doesn't seem to wash with the fluff of nowadays, because everybody's too fucking delicate. You need to cuddle them into accepting stuffs. Or send them love and light or something. I'm a very loving person. If you knew me, you would know that I'm a very loving person. I don't suffer bullshit too easily though. And when I'm passionate about certain aspects, I'm going to display it. Doesn't mean to say I'm not a loving person. Understanding, compassionate, empathetic. So don't pigeonhole me. Please like me. Is there something I can do to make you like me and want me more? Please let me be your public representative. Will I put fluffy stuff on my screen? Will I make it look hip and cool? Will that work? Fuck it, I'll just sit here and rant and fucking rave and drink my tea. I think he's a fuck.
Dale, my man, are you feeling
I
lonely?
got a fucking fright. You
there
startled
was some-
me.
You think there was somebody talking in your head?
Aye.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate.
Good.
Alright.
Glad to hear it.
Hold on. Let's see what I'm doing here. Is this going to fucking share the right thing? No, is it? Fuck. Aye, what's happening, mate?
No, all sound.
Aye.
All good stuff.
Shot all this.
I was just listening there. A man talking sense as always.
You think?
Me thinks, yes. It's only my humble opinion, but
Well, nobody wants to join.
what?
Nobody wants to join.
We're scaring people off, are we?
Aye.
What do we do?
Oh, whatever. Fuck them. You know. We'll talk about whatever. What would you like to talk about?
Well, I actually prepared just a couple of slides to give you a break, so
Go for it.
if you would like me to just present, then I'll do that very thing.
Go for it. I need to open these back up. You carry on. I just need to open all this back up.
Can you see my screen?
Hold on. Say something.
Hi, I'm talking now.
Right, wait a minute. Because I need to get and present you on that. Hold on. So that's us now.
Sound. It's actually just going to go over some of the things you've been talking about anyway, Dale, and the big question of, when the fuck are we going to explore? When the fuck are we going to believe that we're not on a ball, but we should be extended out left and right, trying to find out what's going on? Because it has to be obvious to everybody now that we're not on a spinning ball, right? Water tells us that. That's all you need to know. So if we're not on a spinning ball, the question becomes, what the fuck are we on, right? Now, a spinning ball has this mathematical concept of being a closed surface which you cannot get off, right? You can only continue to go round and round in circles, right? Which is what they call unbounded. So you're on a closed surface. There is no more apart from this closed surface, but you can keep going round and round and round and round and round, right? As long as you want. So there are no bounds, is the way mathematicians phrase it, right? But as we all know, they've hijacked the stuff that makes us think that, right? And they've been powerful, persuasive techniques, online, television, education, all those things to make us believe that. And we also have all these academics, all these people who have highfalutin apparent educations that are all smarter than us, right? Or at least that's what they'd like to think. Now, we all know, Dale, that our eyes are a common factor of everything that we see, right? That when we open our eyes, we all have the same experience of a visible world that is different from when we close our eyes and bump around things in the dark. And that visible world, I'd like to just explain to people this idea of what mathematicians call an extended plane, right? Which is the plane that we all kind of know from Cartesian geometry, but it includes what they call the points at infinity, right? So you're going to have to excuse my bad drawing here. I'm not a graphic artist, but I hope you can see this. Oh, this one here. Can you see that I've drawn some little mountains in the background? Right? And I've drawn, what would appear to be a horizon line straight across here. It's not the middle of the picture, but as I say, I'm not a very good drawer. And here's me at a station point down here. So I'm standing down here at this point, and I've theoretically got 3 roads that I could travel down, Dale, right? I've got a road slightly to my right that I could travel down, a road straight ahead of me I could travel down, or a road to the left that I could travel down. And if people just imagine them as being normal streets, with a dotted middle line, white line, right, that cars would travel on, then if I was to look down the one on the right, then I would see everything converging to a point at the bottom. And if I look straight ahead, I would also see everything converging to a point at the bottom, right? I would see the 2 lines of the road, or the width of the road, getting narrower and narrower and narrower until it disappeared into a point. And if I look to my left, I'd have the same thing as well. I'd also have a point. And it wouldn't matter, Dale, where I looked. I would always see things converging to the point that I was looking at. So that on this planar horizon line, there's a whole bunch of points, right? Wherever I look towards, wherever I direct my attention or my vision, I will always have things going to a point in the distance. Now, if you add up all those points in a 360-degree loop around your head like a hula hoop, then that's what the mathematicians call the compactification of the horizon circle. You're basically trying to deal with all these points at so-called infinity, which you can't grasp anymore. You only have a visual, view of them. And what you try to do mathematically is put all these points on this circle, the horizon circle that goes around you, which is at eye level, obviously, because this has to do with your eyes, right? So the mathematicians call that the compactification of the horizon circle. They're basically taking all these infinite points and they're compactifying them and putting them on a circle that is 360 degrees around you. But if you look in any one direction, then you will see a straight line. Because if you're looking at the hula hoop edge on, then the hula hoop will appear straight, right? Okay, so that's the compactification of the real plane, or the Cartesian plane, if you like, to the horizon circle. Now, if you don't look at just points on your horizon circle, but at any point in space, Del. So I'm going to look at the top of this mountain, or I'm going to look straight over my head up at the clouds in the sky, or anywhere at all, then just imagine that same concept of these points now being applied to any great circle, right? Of which you are the center. So you've now got infinite number of circles, or an indefinite number of circles, going round you with those points at infinity on them. And that's what mathematicians call a globe or a sphere. And it's basically the compactification in all directions of your visual space. So we know that's where they're going to convince us that we are actually on the outside of this ball, Del.
Which is exactly what they've done.
Which is exactly what they've done, and that we are looking at planar vision, that we have Euclidean eyes, that we have planar eyes, that we, see things like we see them on the TV screen, or on our smartphone, or our computer, or a bit of paper, right? But everything works just as well if you imagine yourself on this bottom level plane with a spherical visual perception, right? The yellow ball, and all the stars and all the things that you see are on a plane above you, right? Well, Polaris and stars and all the luminaries that we see that are actually on a plane, right?
Well, that's it. We spoke about that the other day. All the old astronomical star charts are exactly that, rectangular plane map. And it's just a calculus of moving from one point to the other and establishing the distance between, and how much they've dropped in your vision.
Exactly. So stars, as you go outwards, if I take this yellow ball and move it out to the right-hand side, then the thing that I'm looking at is going to drop in my visual perception. Right? So to answer the question of an email I think you wrote out, then at one point, Polaris is going to drop all the way down so that the angle that you're viewing it at is so small that Polaris is indiscernible. Right? There's nothing, the Polaris hasn't gone around the outside of a ball or anything else. Your spherical perception has basically moved so far away that those luminaries are no longer visually perceptible.
Exactly,
and that's when Polaris disappears.
There's practical aspects that people can see these things in action for themselves, Gav. I'm just tired of going over at the sanity of people, and then they're coming to me and asking me about these things, and obviously not paying any attention. I know. Again, if somebody goes outside and on one horizon they see an aircraft coming, and they follow that for however long it takes to pass over the top of them to reach the other horizon, you're talking maybe about 25 minutes, half an hour. Now, what people would need to then be considering is that plane actually arcing over the curve of a sphere from one point to the other, which means in a space of half an hour, it's travelled fucking thousands of fucking miles. From one horizon of this curved globe Earth to the other. No, it bloody well has not.
Exactly. Utter pish. Again, everything to do with the way we see things, the way these phenomena behave. especially if you've got an aeroplane coming straight at you from what you know to be about 90 miles away, because that's where the airport is, right? And you can see that plane. Well, you don't see it taking off, but when you see it gets high enough, then you see it's vapor and it's coming straight towards you like a straight line.
Yeah.
And then it goes up over your head. You've got to turn around 180 degrees, and then you watch it going back down in a straight line.
Yeah.
Now, we both know that the plane didn't make a V shape over my fucking head, right?
Really?
It was flying at a constant altitude. So people need to be aware how visual perception, has those, how should I say, appearances, right? And they will then represent those appearances on images, on movies and stuff like that, and tell you a story.
Exactly. But
So,
the other problem, sorry, Gav, just quickly in regards to Polaris is people taking the straw man flat earth stuff. Are people telling you the dome and the stars are 3,000 miles above and all this fucking crap, and then people are having to play with mathematics and figures of abstract again, and adding two and two together to try and come up with fucking 8. This is it's all based on assumptions that people are not addressing. But in regards to visual perception, you can understand what's happening in your visual field. As I say, you can an aircraft travelling 90 miles in a straight fucking line at the same altitude appears to the looker to be arcing or doing a V above them. That's not what's happening in reality.
Exactly. People need to distinguish those two things.
Yeah.
And that's one of these base discernments that we've always been talking about.
Yeah.
If you have that discernment that there is a difference between the visible and the tangible world, Dale, that is a base discernment that people need to have to see through the bullshit.
Yeah.
And just to go back, though, to the original question, so, to your original opening remark, let's explore. So they've convinced us that we're on a ball where exploration is impossible, right? We can only go around in circles. But if all the natural phenomena which we observe is also explainable through this model, right? And what I'm saying is I'm on a plane, I'm on a level plane, and above me there's another plane. It's like a pair of capacitor plates, if you like, right? But we don't know the bounds left and right or, sideways of where we are. And the only way we're going to actually discover that, Dale, is by exploring, is by getting out there and not believing that we've been told, as you say, also by the military, that we're on a ball. I mean, all these military applications like GPS and satellite, and as you say, they're also the people that control and restrict where we move. Then we also have to question exactly what is their involvement, how high does it go, and should we really believe that they're all just lackeys to some politician or some queen or some king? Yeah, I don't believe that either, Dale. And I know there's a lot of good people in the armed forces, right?
Yeah.
And people meaning well and doing well, and they do a lot of good work and a whole lot of things. But the upper echelons of the army has to surely be called into question as well, and not just blaming politicians or, as you say, Jews or Jesuits or whatever they want to say, right? So I just want to say that it's important that people realize that, if there are both explanations are possible in the mathematical and physical world, that this explains everything, then it is absolutely imperative that we find out by going left and right or forward and backward where the actual limitations are, Dale, and what they're telling us is true.
Exactly.
So,
and just to add for people, what Gav's shown here, they actually show you in their model. If you type in a thing called the celestial sphere, a concept, yet again, it will depict exactly what Gav's shown in the diagrams here. They're showing you the same, that you're on a level plane, and that what they're showing is in regards to your vision and what you can see from one point to the other. And it's a form of calculus. If you start from nothing, again, I spoke to you about this, Gav, it'd be ideal to have a large enough warehouse with, two spinning, disco balls at one end to the other. And you could see this in effect. You know that the floor's parallel to the sky. Both are level planes. But you would see how that is applied to it and how you could map it out by moving and noting the relationship between one star and the other and how far apart and, the angle they are in your visible field. And they show you in depictions of the celestial sphere. It's all there,
Yep, it's all there, exactly. I mean, the whole idea of latitude and longitude on a round ball is the same as ascension and declination on the celestial sphere.
Yeah.
They're basically, it's just a mapping. They've changed the words and they use hours and minutes in confusing ways. One to designate time and the other one to designate arc lengths. Yeah. And they play with it, and people don't understand those concepts anymore. It doesn't get taught. But yeah, it's the same thing there. The celestial sphere, you know, it's the same con.
Exactly. And the other thing, as I said to you the other day, obviously I'm repeating myself, but people have not heard me, you know, was talking about this. You know, if it was a curved sky, Gav, then none of that would apply either, because it would throw everything off. Because the only way that it's working is by, you know, saying that the two plates, you know, two parallels, and we're Siamese between them. That's how that calculus works. That's how you map it out. So if you look at the maps, the planar maps that they're showing you, you know, rectangular, and then the sky maps that they're showing you are the same rectangular. So if the sky was some sort of curved, none of that would work, none of it would apply, because, you know, it would throw everything way off.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, and this is again my opinion, my how should I say, calculations at the end of the day. If you had two curved surfaces, Dale, the curve of your eye and the curve of a dome, then it wouldn't work.
No,
it can only be the switch that works mathematically, because you've got that duality aspect where you can, you know, use mathematical sophistries to flip it round. So. For me, it can either only be two planes and we have spherical vision, or we are stuck in a ball and I'm seeing things flat all the time. Yeah. And I know that's not true. No. I know they lie about the ball, and I also know my vision's not flat, Dale, because I've got a spherical curved retina. Yeah. Right? There's no fucking dubiety about that. No. It's a globe in an orbit, right? That's the medical dictionary definition of the eye. Exactly. So for me, there is no dome. Right, that for me is another. I'm going to call that a religious red herring, because there's absolutely nothing that would favour that, in my opinion. No.
And again, for all the conspiratorial dudes and stuff out there, you know, there's a clue to what all this fucking stuff's about. You know, they're fucking telling you what's fucking going on. You know.
Yep, they're telling. I've got one more slide I'd like to share, Dale, and it's just another. How should I say, act of discernment that I'd like people to how should I say, understand. Let me just can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. And it's this distinction as well. And we actually came across this there when we were talking about a video we'd seen with a physicist, mathematician called Wolfgang Smith. Yeah. And he made a distinction which I think is quite relevant to bring up, because, you know, it gave me a slightly different view of things. Now, people probably know that I've talked a long time about quantities and about measurement, and that mathematical physics is basically just all quantities and ratios. And that you have to look very carefully at what is a real physical quantity. But what they've done, Dale, is they've twisted the use of this word physical, and physical for a lot of scientists and academics is the world of physicists, right? So, you know, get away with what we thought it meant, physical substance, and think about it that the physicists have created this world, which they call the physical world in their words, but which is basically mathematical physics. And using units and dimensions and standards of weights and measures. Yeah. And there's a whole body of science around that, and a whole legislative body that regulates worldwide what units, dimensions, weights, and measures we use, right? With all military applications as well, by the way. Yeah. So you have to think of the physical world, or the physicist's world, as a better way of thinking at it, as acts of measurement. So what they do is they're actually talking about the measurements they're making with the instruments they've made, using mathematical tools that they've built. Yeah. That's when they say physical world, and that's what they think and mean. Now, on the other side, I've now called it corporeal world, or in fact, this guy Wolfgang Smith called it corporeal world, and corporeal is bodies. So, you know, in German, it would be Körper, right? So Körper, or you could think of a corpse as being a body, right? So we're talking about the corporeal world. That's the way this guy called it. And I quite liked the differentiation. And he's talking there that that's the world of matter, of substance, and of bodies. But it's also the human world of sentience as opposed to mathematical physics.
Yeah.
It's the world of qualities where, there are color and sound and all kinds of qualities to bodies, hard, soft, they can go on fire, all these different essences that bodies have.
Yeah.
And that world is our cognitive sense perception. And basically on the left-hand side, the physicists' worlds, they've managed to substitute words for reality, and then they get to argue about the words, right? That's kind of what they're doing in the physical world. And in the actual world that we all live in, which, according to this definition of physical and corporeal is the right-hand side, Dale, then this is where we all have to be absolutely certain of our own cognitive sense perception. Don't let them tell you that the instruments that they build are much better than the instruments that you have that are in your constitution or that come from nature. Absolute bullshit. They'll tell you, they'll give me 50 billion and I'll look at a dark patch in the sky with some mathematical instruments that I've devised and some lenses, and I'll tell you that I have a better grasp on what's going on than your own sense perception. Yeah. Just believe me, you have to be spinning, though, and on the outside of a ball to believe what I'm saying. So, that's where they've managed to hijack the whole meaning of the word physical as well, and where we have to be very careful that when we're speaking with physicists or with academia, then that's their understanding. Yeah. But what we are trying to pull them back to is the fact that we have common sense that we are under a necessity to take for granted. Yeah. And if you didn't have the right-hand side, Dale, you wouldn't even be able to think of all the things on the left-hand side. Exactly. You wouldn't be able to come up with mathematical concepts or acts of measurement or tools if you didn't have your feet to stand on a fixed stationary fucking level plane and all these cognitive faculties that you get at birth that if you nurture properly, you can see through the bullshit. Exactly. So, that's the end of my wee rant as well. But I share your frustration.
Aye. It's a fucking pain in the arse, mate.
Aye, absolutely.
Aye, nice one.
But I hope that just put maybe just a different view on it from my side. Mm-hmm. We're saying the same thing, Dale. Aye, and I'm I'm fed up repeating it as well.
Well, that's it. It's looking for different ways of fucking showing it to make the same point, It's just practicality. We have this constitution, if I'm a man, you're a man, tell me something that you found some discovery or, some understanding of my world, show me it in a practical fashion, I'll get it. If it's practical, if it's really real and you understand it and you can lay it out and demonstrate it to me, I will understand it too. It's fucking simple.
Everybody will. Everybody can, because you don't need a language for that.
No. I showed
you don't need words to confuse you.
Exactly. I mean, I showed a video when Xander was just going on to 4 years old. I gave him different objects and asked him to transport the water from one place to the other. I gave him a ball, I gave him a pyramid, and I gave him something with a fucking hole in it. And he picks the one with the hole in it because he knows at that age the practicality and the understanding of his reality that he's in. He doesn't need a fucking, PhD and, 15 years of fucking education in order to understand his fucking reality. Some dipshit to tell him he's got it wrong, you need this wee instrument. I mean, fuck off.
Yeah. No, absolutely. To say it's within all of us, and that's where academics need to get off their high horse too, Dale. We talk about this many times and realise that they're the same as us.
But that's it. That's the undertones. That's the underlying narrative that they've fed us. We're dummies, and that the state and these smart dudes require us to give our attention to them so that we're no dummies anymore. And really it's a switcheroo because they're making you a fucking dummy.
Exactly.
Because you're a threat to them. Because these insecure dipshits that need all the guns and their wee minions who'll jump on command, the real cult, we're a threat to them and they're displaying it, So they need all these measures of psychological domination and control and fuckwittery, as well as the physical constraints and domination and intimidation. They're just desperately insecure fucks. So, what is it that they're insecure about? What is it they're defending? I want to know what's there. And so should everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that.
Is it just a bunch of fucking clowns who have passed on a chip in their shoulder through generations or something? I mean, are we just looking at people that need a wee cuddle? You know, it's all right, we accept you. I mean, whatever. Something's way off here.
I get you. I hope it is just a wee cuddle they need. Because they've got all the machines.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're right. You know, it's I wish these people would come out from the dark, if you like. You know, if there are people also in the military that are fed up with the state of affairs, you know, and I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
Then why are they not coming forward with the ability that they have? You know, and we're given this nonsense idea that they can't possibly rebel, and then they talk about juntas and overthrowing and all that kind of nonsense. No, there's no need for any of that. Why are these people just not stepping up to the discussion and saying, yeah, well, we've got the equipment, let's go for it.
Exactly.
We're there, we'll do it. We don't know either, and we want to know.
Aye. I mean, all walks of life. I was talking to Dan about this earlier. It's just a bizarreness to me. I'm sick of this aspect, even from a child. You're experiencing life and going, hang on, now all of a sudden I'm having to do things I don't like. And everybody else is doing stuff they don't like, but everybody's just, perpetuating it, although they don't like it. We don't have to live a life like that. If we don't like stuff, let's remove it. Let's address it and go, why are we doing things that we don't fucking like? It doesn't benefit us in any way, shape or form. Can we just eradicate that, please, and move on? And anybody who's trying to stand in the way of that, we've got an issue with you. I don't want to bring war to anybody or have any problem, but these fucking cockends keep bringing it to us. Stop living a life where you're doing stuff you don't fucking like. It doesn't benefit you or your loved ones or the generations to come after. If we have to be here, we can make it something that we can enjoy. No a task. It's a fucking arduous task of life. Oh fuck, I need to do this because everybody else is doing it and I don't like it, but it's a way of life. It's just an idea. Shift your attention.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's part of the mind virus, isn't it, at the end of the day? Yep. The same mind virus that, physicists will have because they've got the mind virus of seeing the world as measurements according to mathematical concepts. It's the same mind virus that then everybody has, that they're having to chase money and stature. And do you know what I mean? There's these different mind viruses and different professions. And there's a bunch that we all share that we're all conditioned to do nonsense to.
Yeah.
As we say, whales and dolphins get to play 90% of their life.
Exactly.
Yeah. What the fuck are we doing if we think we're smarter than them?
I know.
It's
we're totally fucking retarded.
Yeah.
That whole thing, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. Well, fucking take a look at your structure. Get up at 7 in the morning. I know you don't like it, but if I can get up and go to your fucking slave job, your dead end nonsense for 12 hours, come back, eat some food, go to sleep. I mean, but I might get the opportunity to live the life of luxury if I just work hard. Any bother. By the time you get there, you're 65 and your bones are fucked, your joints are fucked. You need medications, you need assistance. What's the fucking point? Oh, but I'm patriotic to the cause and I'm a worker, I'm a good guy. I mean, fuck off. You know what I mean? As you say, the rest of the fucking animal kingdom are all having a laugh and having fun. But again, that's depicted to us through TV, that it's like, survival, and they only ever show you the hunting bit and that's just one wee tiny section of their life.
Well, I think big lions, lie about for 23 years a day having fun,
shagging, playing with the wains, having a laugh. I mean,
they always portray the bad. They always portray the bad bits, don't they?
Aye,
very true.
Aye, it's just to keep everybody in that fucking cycle. And this is all a bullshit about big bangs and evolution and survival and it's all a big arduous task. They're just turning it into a fucking horror show. We could, if we were stuck here, we could create a big fucking theme park of fun and expression and creativity and freedom, acceptance of each other. It's no hard,
No, absolutely. And I mean, it's the same in all the other cosmologies. We're always promised that it will be better at the end. Just suffer now.
Aye.
Fuck that. I mean, that for me has been one of the learnings of my life that, I shouldn't have done it that way or done certain things like that because,
Exactly.
nonsense, absolute nonsense. Chasing something where everything's supposed to be better when you get it, the end of the rainbow,
Aye, rather than, you're here, say that so many times, everybody's running away, going to some destination, like, you're here, you just stop and have a fucking look at the wonder, and embrace it for this moment, and each moment that passes, I mean, but no.
But Dale, I need to get my money, I need to feed my family, I need to do this, I need to get a raise, I need to get a new car, I need to get...
Aye, look behind you, look in front of you, everywhere but right here and now,
And the problem with the system is, I mean, there's more than enough resources to go around. They replenish every spring. Anybody can fucking see that, that this thing is cyclic and it regenerates. Mm-hmm. So there's absolutely no need for anybody to be told that, we're leading to a cold death. Everything's going to run out. You're going to be scared, bye. All that kind of nonsense. There's plenty there. There's plenty for everybody. So how can we not just organize it like decent human people together so that everybody can have a good time? Exactly. I mean, it's eminently possible, Dale.
Aye, I mean, it's that fucking easy that it's absurd, Gav.
Yeah.
We're talking about supposed intelligence and militaries and all this stuff, and they can't figure this shit out. I mean, the military really should be there as problem solvers. I mean, utilising people in their endeavours and their expressions to be able to solve problems. Share the resources. We're all human beings. Nobody's got the right to capitalise and hold any of it. It should all just be there. If it's useful to us, it should be shared freely.
Yep.
But no, that's too fucking easy. Oh, that's too hard. That's idealistic. You're a dreamer. Fuck off. No, well, we'll just perpetuate blowing each other to fucking smithereens so some fat walloper can maintain his wee fucking sense of security and certainty,
Oh, absolute nonsense. Hey, Dale, I'll be back in a minute. I'll leave you to the chat for a sec. Maybe somebody sent you a mail.
Aye, I'm going to go and have a wee look.
Back in a sec.
Cool. Yeah, wait a minute, I need to stop sharing that now. Just in case. Exactly, Emerald Rider. It's the same here in Scotland. I only need to go a few miles out in any direction and it's just empty. Loads of land, loads of space. Yet we're all cooped up here, living on top of each other. And, everybody's trying to dominate and control each other at subjective levels and, trying to fulfill these ideas and concepts of life and being and relations and... It's a fucking absolute mess. That's not what I meant to do. Wait a minute. I can't see what Gav's talking about. I'll sort that for the next time. Gene, I'll sort that for the next time. Dave Finkel, I share your frustrations and really don't know what to add. I want some people to come on and reinforce the valid points you're making. Let others come on before me, but if you wish I can make a short visit. It's up to yourself, David. You just need to request. If you need to, people need to let me know if they want to come and join. I don't want people just to come in to fill out slots again. It's no TV. I don't care if it's just me or me and Gav sitting here talking about whatever. If people are not getting anything valid that they want to say or talk about, then so be it, That's just the way it goes. Celtic 67. If you're stuck for time, Billy No Mates, here's something interesting. I made a video asking Globe Zealots for tangible substance. Stated the burden of proof is on the affirmative claim, blah blah. The zealots Sean Hawkins and Rusty Walker had a stab at answering my questions and instead gave me the usual lights in the sky, then called me a liar. I also asked the zealots about the term flat earth and flat earther. I asked them what it meant in regards to someone that doesn't have a map or model and merely questions the globe, and neither of them could articulate what that meant, but I was still a dumb fluffer. The Sean Hawkins clip starts at 9:45. I found it interesting. Cheers, Celtic 67. It's quite a long video, so I don't really want to share this prick's video, to be honest with you, Celtic 67. What I'll do is I'll during the week, because I'm just going to start going live randomly and, you know, talking about these fucking dipshits and the nonsense that they're bringing up. So what I'll do is I'll make that as my next one. So the next live, probably Monday, that I go, I'll be sure to highlight this bobag, because I'm pretty sure he's been putting comments under my videos. This Sean Hawkins walloper. Oh, desperate zealot, trying to perpetuate his wee cult beliefs. So cheers for that, man. You know, Tony Smario's, he's triggered here. He's walloping up comments left, right and centre. Well, it's also pretty obvious this dipshit has no audience. Since no one bothers to refute, rebut or comment on most of my comments, so he's desperate for attention. I've got an open platform, and Tony could come and speak to me directly, but Tony doesn't want to speak to me directly. Tony wants to act the big man and take pop shots from the undergrowth and comment sections. Now, if you had the opportunity to actually come on live and speak live man to man, or the option to just run away and type up your wee comments and then sit back all proud of yourself, what would you choose? If you were really an intellect and somebody who was really serious about open and honest discussion, what would your choice be? Tony? Stop spamming my comments with your bullshit, son. You've got the opportunity, send me a wee email, come in and speak to me. Tony Smarmy-ass, Mario or whatever his name is a dipshit. He's displaying it. Well, there's that person that you wanted to speak to right there in person. No, it's okay. I'll just write them a letter. What's this? Gothpunk 2000. The more globe zealotry in the chat box, people, but yet none of them, absolutely none of them, have been able to step up to the mark with any ounce of relevance or sense to be made out of any of their gibberish. But they'll wait until the videos this is done, and again they'll peer out from the undergrowth, firing their wee paper pea shooter. Shut up, goth punk. Yeah, exactly, natural, Natalie. Just all fear mongering, and again, it perpetuates the psychology of people just waiting. Oh, something's coming, something's going to happen. It's Jesus, it's Armageddon, it's aliens, it's whatever. Anything but take responsibility and manning up and stepping up to the mark to say, fuck you, this is our resistance. We're not accepting any of your mind-warping nonsense or your physical restrictions anymore. We come in peace. We're no violent. We don't want to chastise you or hang you in the street. Just move aside and let us get on our merry fucking way. What's going on? What am I missing? What's this clown? Are still playing interior walls in your house or flat or the level? Oh, fuck off. Says them trying to skirt and dance round words. Try to redefine what level. Level in the real world requires no words. It is what it is. It's the very fabric of your existence. It's what all the applications and practical lived life are telling you. Yeah, but my mathematical redefinitions mean something to me. Right, Matty, people are too uncertain about resources and security to man up. Too risky for bum sniffles. Exactly, mate. Fucking exactly. Oh, but I'll lose my wee piece of the pie. Oh, how will I define myself if I'm on an equal plane with everybody else? Then I can't delude myself into thinking I've defined myself as something more than the average Joe because I need to be something more. Look at my trinkets. Look at how much trinketry I have gathered. Oh, please don't take it away from me. Dmitry Babaitov, I have found evidence of the fact that many civilizations paid the ultimate price after waking up to the truth of their own farming by our own creators. Well, Dmitry, I said this before, that's the whole, I remember that from years ago. I remember reading Zachariah Sitchin literature, and that's what he was on about, that were created by these overlords and were really just like miners. We're just there to serve a purpose for this hierarchy of super beings, and that we don't really mean anything. So I understand that there's that narrative or that idea going on. I mean, I don't rubbish any of it. I don't know what the real reality of my situation is. So it very well could be the case. But people all get caught up in thinking that we're God's loved children or, whatever. It's always anything but, oh, well, maybe we aren't really anything. Maybe we're just machines that have gained this consciousness thing, and that was never supposed to happen. Anything's possible. So I appreciate what you're saying, Dimitri, but it's no anything new. Again, there's people that have wrote about these ideas of our existence before. Dimitri's got videos about weak points of the structure, the magnetic mountain. Tom Gauthier, they're interesting debate on YouTube done at radio station with astronaut. Would be interesting to do analysis. Astronaut tried using soundly picks as proof. For fuck's sake. That's how desperate it's going. You're right, Tom. That's fucking seriously desperate. Soundly's fucking mad curvature over Pontchartrain. We're living on a wee fucking ball of a circumference of maybe 100 miles or something. If you can get it, Tom, and send me it, that would be great. If you can send me an email of that video. These are all bum digging euphemisms. People, there is a moron, anybody who's taken an optical device over a body of water and then trying to assert that body of water's curved in some way is fucking cuckoo. Just, they're at it, or they're just seriously demented. That's your two options. Either one is no very good. That's it, Celtic 67. The higher power is always a good guy. It might be a sadistic, brutal, merciless wanker. This is it. Again, people are too quick to jump to a bias because they're scared of the alternatives. Although, being honest with yourself, you have to entertain the possibility and not have a bias. Again, this is the aspects of, what allows you to be coerced. Because a smart person can see somebody with set biases and then that can be played upon. I can look at people with a bias, so their psychology, I know what drives them, what fuels them, what they look to reaffirm their security, and I could play upon that if I wished. So, this is the thing with people, they need to get out of this biased way of thinking at a subjective level, just to make them feel secure. It's a big scary experience and the uncertainty's there for sure, and I understand why people are the way they are, but that doesn't make it right. Any off limits has to be explored flat earth bear. It's not just the Antarctic, you've got the Arctic as well, and you've got other areas that are restricted, Well, that's it as well, Pragmatic. This could be some sort of deterministic technology that we think, is real and we're experiencing it, Just because I can't see the wires to your headset doesn't mean to say that it's not there, As I say, all these concepts and ideas of our existence, for me, I've turned them. And they just don't offer me anything. They just take you around in circles. You're never going to get clarification out of any of these concepts and ideas of us and our existence. The only way for you to understand it is to explore your reality. And as I said at the beginning, that doesn't mean, let me microscopically look into what that's made of. It's like, no, let me just fucking go about and see what's what. As soon as they tie me into, stop, stay still and let's break this apart. And no, right, let's look up here now. Let's look up here. I know there's an issue. Somebody doesn't want me wandering. So, none of this literature, narratives, fairy tales has ever satisfied me or given me clarity or taken me any closer to understanding what I'm actually involved in here. Yes, but goth punk au natural Natalie will try and redefine it in a mathematical, abstract axiom. No one taken from the natural world. A natural observation of natural substance and its behaviours. None of that. Level to them means equal from the centre of my circle that I drew on a piece of paper. With Flat Earth Bear, I would just be very careful of that, because as I say, when I see a lot being promoted about a certain area, well, very little being pointed at in regards to other areas, I'm very sceptical of that, and just be wary of it. I'm not saying that it's has to be explored, of course it does, but I wouldn't give too much relevance to one area over another area. That's my point. Aye, that's it, Paul Etchells. It's just to reaffirm that in your mind that these military aspects, they're the ultimate authority. They've got the fucking guns. They've got the clearance to fucking shoot you with no recourse. They're not going to be punished for that. If they define an area and say, well, this is the defined area, now we're putting military there, and if you try and go there, you're going to be met by violent resistance. I've got a real issue with that, because I'm not bringing name any violence. I'm just a man trying to express his right and his freedom to explore the very reality I find myself in. Now, who are these fucking arsewanks to think that they can get in the road of that? Just because? Is that what they're going to give me? Just because? We were here first? You just disappear, Pandemonium. That's it. That's why for me it was important to get the awareness, so that if we ever get the opportunity for some of us to start going on exploration, there's enough people aware of our non-return or whatever that people can make a noise about it and it would carry on. So we have to be just as tactile as any of these fuckers. Not just running in blindly. Like you see people with the straw man cartoonery and the ideologies. The same is true for the physical exploration. You can't just run in blindly. Well, I've said that before as well, Trackmatic. We might find that there is no resistance there. I don't know. I just don't have the logistics, the access to any of that right now in my life to be able to achieve any of that. I would love to. Again, if anybody has the resources to be able to put that into practice, then by all means, I'm up for it. What questions have you got, Goth Punk? Go. Let me hear it. We'll entertain ourselves with this crap for 5 minutes. Go. I'm now addressing you. What have you got to say? Hurry up. Oh, cool beyond belief. Let me scroll up and see what the fuckers want all about. I'm not seeing any questions here. I'm asking how you can claim a stretch of ocean is level and flat if two opposite coasts are at different elevations. What? And this clown thinks that's a relevant point. Really? So, alright, that coastline's only a metre high, but that coastline's 4 metres high. What's that got to do with the fucking level water in between it? Absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely none. I think so as well, Arthur. I said that before about communication. We use this spoken word and that's the language everybody's attached to. And it's got, people have got attachments to it because of symbols and pictures that they've attached, experiences, the subtle language of expression and intent to each other is the real language. And you see it in the animal kingdom, they've got it sorted out. Conspiracy cats. You still at it, Bobag? Are you got enough subs? Are you making money? Are you? but you can't prove curvature or motion or bendy water or anything. But you still think that you're on some sort of high horse. You're a clown. Don't come here unless you're going to engage, sonny boy. Oh, well done, you don't make money for it. No, you just try and warp people's fucking minds into believing total absurdities. With wee diagrams on your whiteboard. Equation, equation, equation. Fuck all practical, son. You've got nothing. Absolutely fucking zilch. Zero. Nada. Fuck all. And you know it. So what's your game? Are you just at it? You know you're fucking lying to people. Are you that fucking retarded that you actually believe the bullshit that you spew? But you know you've got nothing practical to show in any of your fucking claims. Absolutely nothing. So what are you doing? You're a liar. I'll call you a fucking liar, son. Because you've no got anything. Have you got anything practical yet? Have you got any measurable proof of this idiotic, absurd notion that you have? Have you got anything? You've no. So you're a fucking liar. Your whole pish about what bendy water, fucking drawing diagrams again. It was a fucking absolute pathetically weak display, wee man. You're on here as a fucking jester, a clown show. You're dealing with real people now, son. No your wee minions that think, oh, conspiracy guys, you're fucking wonderful. Just a fucking spastic, yeah. A wee jester. Now fuck off and go and get me something practical. Fuck off. You're a liar. Never mind beyond belief. The man in the shed's telling you you're a liar. Conspiracy Cats is a liar. He's either a liar or he's seriously fucking retarded. He's actually that fucking deep into his own wee rabbit hole. He actually believes the bullshit that he draws on his whiteboard. I think you've got something to protect, sonny boy. I've gave you enough opportunities to step up to the mark and show me that you're a decent man. You're not a fucking decent man. Now away you go and put me in every one of your fucking videos, you wee fucking creepy weirdo. Son. Oh, look at this, is he's witty now. I'm not feeling you live tonight. Alright, we get that you don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about people like you that put me in every video and obsess over me over and over again. I don't give a fuck about any of that. So what you try to show is how much you're a big macho man you are. I see right through you. You ain't no fucking macho man. You're a little woman. Fuck him. I've gave people him ample opportunity to display that they're a decent human being. He's gave us fuck all. Absolutely fucking none. Go and search his channel and see if you can find any globe proofsies. You'll find none. You'll get absolutely nothing practical. You'll sit there and waffle on about physics and science and all that stuff, but you'll never see anything practical. Absolutely nothing. You'll just see him acting like a jester, trying to take the piss out of people that he professes are retards, which again says a lot about him. What kind of person would ridicule and take the piss out of retards? Eh? What are you going to say about that? Craig, did anybody see that display? I mean, I think I seen it through Jed Skeptic Media, was showing fucking Fight the Flat Earth and fucking Simon Spam. All it was Fight the Flat Earth, arse licking. This wee creepy dweeb. Absolutely licking his cake clean. I mean, tongue right in the crevice, licking him from the inside out. Not a fucking ounce of practicality or anything between them. Nothing. Zero. Rimming each other. I bet you wee Baldy was jealous. Because he wants to be the main man, but he's not been selected to be the main man. He's just a prop up, ain't he, son? You're just one of the wee minions on the outer circle that has to prop up wee Simon Spam because he's favoured more than you. He must have gave out better blowjobs than you, son. You better go and practice.
Right, tell I'm back.
You're right.
I've been back for a while, but I've had to stop laughing before I could come back on and say something. You've got me in stitches here. It's so true. It's so brutally honest and true. the amount of chances these people have had to actually, step up to the marktail and just, show that they can engage in a reasonable discussion. They understand the level of intellect that is here, right? That is speaking, that's listening, that's chatting. So I'll just put my video back on. And these people, how many chances have they? I don't even want to count the years still, but they never come. So as you quite rightly point out, what's his game? And he'll say, "Oh, it's not money." Right? Well, what is it then? And as you say, the only a conclusion you can come to is that he's having to lick folks' houses.
Aye, exactly.
Oh, fuck, who would want to do that?
I know, we scared the cat, you know what I mean? Scared of the big overpowers. Oh, I need to go with the narrative so that I'm accepted and people want me and all that stuff. We insecure tit rash, you know?
So when's he coming on? Has he sent an email?
Mm-hmm. No, he's not going to come here. He's too scared. Far too scared. Far too scared.
I think he's one of these people that believes in the physical world, the acts of measurement and all the mathematics and the chalkboards. And I think he's stuck in that wee place still, or he's been told to be in that wee place, probably more like it.
So,
because I don't think he even understands what he's talking about.
Yeah, oh, we've got a request. Dave Finkel, he's wanting to join. Hang on.
A new hangout, is it there?
No. I'll just keep this one because it's only been us that's on it.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just gonna just for safety, Gav. I'm just gonna blank that out just for a wee second.
No, got you.
Skyfly, right? How can I have you blocked if you just fucking message me, you absolute dizzy twat? Fuck off. I don't want to hear from you, you're a moron. This is the stupidity of these people. You've got me blocked, but they're sending me a message.
Yeah, go figure.
I don't need to block any of yous, because you're no a threat to me. Right? Del, I live in South Australia. I've been collecting silver for a while. SP, when it starts going up, as I'm sure it will, I'll be happy to invest in a boat or craft of some kind, just waiting for my ship to come in, so to speak. You and Gav are welcome to come along, mate. Probably help if we get a captain as well for someone with seafaring experience. I'm serious, I will give it a try for sure. I don't know, this is not financial advice, but you could let your audience know that silver is the most undervalued asset in history. Get them in on the action. Sooner it in their hands than the central bankers. Well, Skyfly, if you're bland on the chat page, it's because you're a fucking pain in the ass. You've got nothing to offer, apart from the same crap. Fuck off. I've told Conspiracy Cats why he's been a liar, Ross Henderson. I've addressed it. Exactly, Bill. Why have you blocked me, big scary man in the shed? Oh, I see you sent me another one as well, Bill. I'll get to that when I'm finished, mate. Dave.
Hey, Mike Chick, what's up, Dale?
How's it going, mate?
Just showing you a neighborhood here in central Kentucky. How many kids do you see playing on the street on a Saturday afternoon? I mean, it's a little cloudy, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely none.
Why aren't they playing ball? Or are they playing Xbox? Whatever. Anyway, I just want to jump on, and I don't really have anything to add except I want to, from Kentucky, I'm saying a big fuck you to anybody that's perpetuating this globe bullshit. And everything else Dale said, I agree with. I mean, we've had, 30 minutes of interaction man to man, and we're still putting up with all these distractions and cartoon bullshit and perpetuating all the crap, and I'm just sick of it too. So I just wanted to say that.
You know, mate, it's a pain in the arse. If you're somebody that gets this, then it becomes obvious and just annoys, you know.
I mean, I'm an old man. I'm 56. So I can't go nowhere to Antarctica and shit, but I can support people that want to.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I'm saying. What's up, Gav? Good to see you, man.
Don't know if he's there, mate. Gav.
Hey, I am. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Yeah, good stuff you do, man. Trying to explain to people about how we see things and stuff. That's a major obstacle with these people out here. Well, 90% of them don't give a fuck to start with. You can't even get them to engage about the basics of their existence, you know?
Yeah, that is one of the big problems, getting them to first principles.
You can't get to engage. They can't get past they've seen curvature from an airplane or, you know, stupid shit. Boats going over a curve. You know, I had a pilot in my cab the other day. He seen the curvature. He wasn't hearing nothing about the physics of water or anything, you know. He just shuts it down.
I see something and I want it to be true, therefore I believe it.
I mean,
therefore it's real physical stuff. It bends.
I mean, I asked him a practical question in my mind. Tell me if I'm crazy. I asked him about the classic, how many times do you dip your nose to go around this ball? You know? All that's automatically adjusted for by the gravity thing, meticulator, whatever in the airplane, you know?
That's bullshit. Whatever. Well, ask him what happens when he ask him what happens when he flies over a large mountain range and he comes to the edge. Does the plane drastically drop to account for the height of the fucking mountain range?
Yeah, it's magic.
Aye. Yeah, that's it.
Ask him if it rains up his nose.
But I'm standing here in my backyard in Kentucky. I'm doing about 800 miles an hour on this spinning ball, right? Y'all see these trees moving? There's not even a wind right now.
You're standing about 90 degrees to me, mate, apparently. You know?
I got the interstate running through my backyard like John Mellencamp used to think.
Yeah. Well, now we've got this.
Anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and say thumbs up to your stance. You know, I'm just a common man. I believe this shit for 52 years. When I really looked at it, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
That's it, mate. That's it.
And I'm tired of all these globe proponents just perpetuating these circular arguments about bullshit. We're all sitting in the middle of the room, like you say, fucking around with all the toys, and nobody's going to see where the fuck we are.
That's it, mate. That's it.
So, anyway, I'll let y'all continue.
Cheers.
Maybe somebody else will come on.
Cheers for coming.
I gotta get my cab ready for the road. Maybe talk to a couple people tonight. But it's tough on a weekend night. Everybody's drinking, and even the ones I get engaged, they might not remember it the next day. You know.
I've seen that you've been having some live hangouts and stuff, Dave. So I don't know if people want to check out Dave Hinkle's channel as well. Having some live.
Yeah, I figured out OBS enough to where I can do a broadcast, and then I go out and drive and join on my phone. And if I get anybody engaged, maybe they can hear a conversation going on. You know.
Cool.
I'm not trying to preach to anybody. I'm not telling anybody what to do, what to think. I want them to think for themselves.
What's up, mate?
Yeah. Think about your reality. Are you on a spinning ball flying through infinite space? Fuck no, you're not. Come on, people. Anyway.
Nice one.
I got that off my chest. I appreciate it. Everybody in chat, have a good day.
Take it easy, my man.
Peace.
So I've seen the rise of this concave stuff again. You know, people with cartoons trying to assert curvature up the way now and all this stuff and think that they've got the answers to everything. It's just a lot of fucking shite. None of them engage. The same as the globe bullshitters. They've got nothing, no practicality, you know, ignoring the geometric assumptions, the practical applications in reality, all in favour of visible stuff again. It's just one and the same, globe, concave, it's just the same crap. I see something, and therefore I'm just going to assert stuff without a consideration of, you know, a real explanation of what's going on with the eyes or any of that, or, you know, what's actually happening in the practical applications in the real world. No, I'll just ignore that. It's bullshit. So again, concave, globe, flat earthers, all these people, stop perpetuating wee divisions. As human beings, we're asking fundamental questions. Why do we have restricted areas? What's going on in these restricted areas? Why do we not have the right to access them? Can we access them? Let's go and find out. Right. Let me check here. Right. On there. So.
Hey, Dale, I'm back.
How's it going?
All right. It's always a bit difficult when in a three-way conversation, isn't it? And with the handies. So
yeah,
I felt I was interjecting and not contributing, so I thought I'd just go on silent.
Oh, no worries, mate. No worries.
I think it's the delay across the round the ball.
Aye.
The delay is must be and the signals.
Aye. Takes time to bounce off the ionosphere, the curved ionosphere, to come back down in a straight line. I mean,
I just think it's great to see, you know, normal people everywhere that have grasped it and know that it's absolute nonsense. So
yeah,
good on him for coming on. Cheers, Dave.
Yeah, second that. So, well, Gav, I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to add.
No, to be honest, I was going to have an early one tonight. Anyway, I was just going to say I was going to knock it off. So
Cool, mate.
I'll leave you to it.
Aye, I'm just not going to be far at your back, mate. Cheers,
Cheers,
as always.
Seth. Thanks as always. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Cheers, mate. So, usual cack, people, you know, we're not going to get anything for these morons. Don't waste your time with the conspiracy cats and these online fucking trolls. They're no honest people. You know, it's the same message from me as always. You know it for yourself, and that's what's important. Represent yourself, stand on your own 2 feet, understand the language that's being utilised, what's actually important, you know, practicality. You are the scientist, you have the ability to understand anything practical, you know you have. Somebody shows you, you know, practical anything, you will understand it. If they can't show you that, you know that you're dealing with charlatans, snake oil salesmen, people like conspiracy cats and the like, that all they have is linguistics. They can only waffle and draw wee diagrams of their abstract warped thinking. You know, that's it. We need the exploration of this place. Stop looking at wee men in fucking robes with crosses and tit munchers with their fucking trouser legs rolled up. These are not the people who are on the conquests. These are not the people who have all the applications, all the practicality, the machinery, the fucking weapons. That's not them. Have a look at the ones that have the real cult with the wee emblems. Regardless of what country you go to, you see the same structure. It's the military that's dominating it. Look at the structure of it. Their wee emblems might be different. It's all the same format. These are the avenues that are stopping and controlling people. This is where your technologies of mind control and technological advancement are actually coming from. Which is why you've got a huge influx of ex-military. If it's no military, it's ex-police, ex-council, common purpose crews. Fuckers. You might well have very well have a good explanation about why they're up to what they're up to. But I don't see you coming and champing my door to fucking put me in a picture, as requested 5 fucking years ago. Mods, as always, thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, everybody. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.